As an SUV owner myself, I fully agree with what Greg said in his review of the BYD Atto 3. It's spacious, practical, loaded with features, and the tall sitting position just gives you guys a much better outward view. But Malaysians typically have an affinity for small little hatchbacks. It's easier to park, it's nicer to drive, more chuckable in that sense, and most importantly, it's prettier to look at. Don't you guys think so? Hello everybody, this is Adrian for WapCar.my and I'm all about the details. This is the BYD Dolphin, the latest compact hatchback EV from BYD. Dimensions wise, it's actually closer to the Toyota Yaris and Honda City hatchback than it is to the Perodua Myvi. If you whip out a measuring tape, the BYD Dolphin is actually the widest and tallest hatchback in its segment. But despite those measurements, the Dolphin doesn't look like a Humpty Dumpty because it is so well designed. In fact, the design of this BYD is so fluid and cohesive that the whole car looks like it's sculptured from a single piece of metal. The man behind the design of the BYD Dolphin is Wolfgang Egger, who used to head design teams at Alfa Romeo and Audi Group. Perhaps his most iconic design is the Alfa Romeo 8C Competizione. I think it's a gorgeous looking car. But ever since Mr. Wolfgang took over the design head at BYD, he has been dishing out insanely beautiful cars for BYD. Take for example this tail lamp design, this interlocking weave pattern. This is actually what Mr. Wolfgang calls it the Chinese knot. It's inspired by a charm in Chinese culture that signifies blessing, auspiciousness, unity. It's the kind of knot that you always see during Chinese New Year. Yeah, I think this is a very cool design backstory. So, boot space. 345 litres, but that is with the false boot floor in its lowest position. Personally, I would recommend you to have the board in its most top position if you don't have to carry that much stuff, because the almost flat load lip just makes it easier to load and unload items. Yeah. Now before we get into the BYD Dolphin, I must say that the variant that we have here is actually the entry-level Dynamic Standard variant. As you can tell from the smaller 16-inch wheels, the single-tone paintwork, it also gets a smaller blade battery pack of 44.9 kilowatt-hour. It also supports a lower DC input of 60 kilowatts, and it also has a shorter WLTP range of 340 kilometers. Electric motor output is also lower at 95 horsepower and 180 Newton meters of torque. But it is priced at 100,000 ringgit on the road without insurance, making it one of the most affordable EVs that you can buy right now in Malaysia, rivaling the Neta V. But I have to say that the Dolphin is a far more superior product. Come, let me show you. Just take a look at the cabin architecture in here. It's such a wow factor. And all the materials on the surface are actually quite premium. You get soft touch leather over here, and you get a kind of a design theme going on for the main control switches. Well, these are actually not buttons, these are actually rocker switches for you to like change the different modes for your climate control and drive mode settings. And this super gimmicky rotating display that supports Apple CarPlay. Yeah. This is going to make your friends go wow, wow every single time they get into the car. Yeah, sure, you know, manual seats, that's fine. No sunroof, most don't want it anyway. No auto up and down for all four windows, no biggie. No wireless charging, well, you get the USB Type-C cable that works just as fine. So the entry-level Dynamic Standard range, it really is all the car you ever need. Although I do think that the ventilated seats is nice to have, you know, would be nice to have in this, but it's not a deal breaker, is it? My only gripe with this cabin is that the infotainment system has a bit of a learning curve. Well, quite a steep learning curve if I may add, because all the menus are buried some places. It's not most intuitive to use, and it takes some time for you to really set up the car exactly how you want it. You know, it'll take you a week or so to get used to all the settings, but after that, yeah, you'll be fine. As for storage spaces, the side door bins don't fit a large size water bottle. There's no center armrest storage, but no biggie, because BYD has very cleverly cut out an entire large gaping opening down here for you to place your water bottle. Yeah, think this is genius. And there's plenty of cubby spaces for you to put all your loose items. Like your phone can go here, keys can go in the cup holders. There's also one quite a large opening down here, but I love this storage space on the dashboard. This is so ergonomically designed because it's well within reach. This is where I place my access card as well as smart tag. It's just, wow, this is genius. Believe it or not, the wheelbase of the BYD Dolphin is actually equivalent to the Honda Civic FC and Toyota Corolla Altis at 2,700mm. However, that does not really translate into like insane amount of rear leg room. So I have the front seat adjusted to my usual driving position, and 175 cm tall. I have about 2 tennis balls worth of knee room. Headroom is about 1 tennis ball's worth, and space in the footwell is aplenty because this is an EV. There's no center tunnel hump. It's completely flat, and I'm able to comfortably slot my feet underneath the front seat. Amenities in here include back pockets all around. You get 1 cup holders, 2 USB charging ports, 1 Type A, 1 Type C, a center armrest with 2 cup holders, and let's see. Yeah, nope, no reclining rear seats. The challenge for the BYD Dolphin Dynamic Standard variant is the on-paper performance, because it gets half the horsepower and almost half the torque from the premium extended version. Well, I'm a bit ashamed to say for myself is that when I first got the keys to this Dolphin, I thought it was the range-topping version, the more powerful version, because off the line, instantaneous torque, you're still getting the kick in the back. City driving, where I'm mostly below 80 km per hour most of the time, the Dolphin gives me sufficient power to beat the Myvi next to me off the line. So I don't think there's any issues if you're going to use this as a daily driver. It is only when you hit past the 100 km per hour mark that's where you realize that you are getting the lower output motor. But having the lower output does not necessarily mean a bad thing for, well, some people, because for everyday driving, the lower output motor could actually be in your favor, especially for those who are first-time EV owners. You're transitioning from an ICE car to a full EV. The lower output motor makes it easier to modulate when you're just around town in traffic, because the performance doesn't like catch you off guard. And it's just way easier to modulate smoothly and safely around. 340 kilometers of WLTP range is more than enough for a week's commute. If you need a quick top-up, the Dynamic Standard variant supports up to 60 kW DC fast charging and allows it to be recharged from 20 to 80% in half an hour. Like now, we're here at BYD Millennium Auto Beyond Cheras, authorized distributor for BYD cars in Malaysia, to do a quick top-up before going on our way. Dynamically, the Dolphin is a much more engaging drive compared to the Atto 3 for obvious reasons. This is smaller, more compact, lower center of gravity. So yeah, the steering is a little bit sharper, suspension is a bit more pliant, it holds itself around the corners much better, more minimal body roll. However, I feel that this is very much a point-and-shoot car. It's not something that you will get very precise handling, very sharp, engaging driving experience from what you get in sportier cars. The overall profile of the Dolphin is actually very much a city tuning, so the steering is a little bit disconnected for a more relaxed driving experience. There's a sport mode for the steering, but you don't want to go near that. It just artificially weights up the steering wheel. But most importantly is this being the entry-level variant running on 16-inch alloys, the smaller alloys, as well as thicker tire profile rubbers. Suspension pliancy over sharp bumps and undulations is surprisingly good. It's way better compared to the larger wheels, and being an EV, having suspension comfort is a very hard, difficult thing to manage because of its weight, the battery weight and all that. So BYD has done a stellar job in the comfort department in this BYD Dolphin. What I'm not too pleased with is that once you hit past 80 kilometers per hour on the highway, you get quite an intrusive wind buffeting effect from the front windscreen over on the A-pillars. So yeah, other than that, I think this is a stellar city car. At the 100,000 ringgit mark, the BYD Dolphin appears to offer superb value for money, especially for those who are looking at a Toyota Vios or Honda City range. The Dolphin is a novelty and packs lots of wow factor. However, novelty will wear out after a few months. Then comes the real car ownership parts, where spare parts, maintenance and resale value all comes into play. So if you're in the market for an everyday car for the long term, stick with the ICE options with proven reliability and seamless after-sales support like a Honda City e:HEV or Toyota Vios. But if you're in the market for a play toy, I guess this Dolphin works. But let me know in the comment section below, what do you think? Would you buy this BYD Dolphin? As always, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this. Bye bye.